Hello, I'm so glad that you guys showed up to Mrs. Boyt's Live to learn something new. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and also that little bell notification. Put it on all notifications so you can see our great videos that my mom posts. So are you ready for some art? Are you inspired by vintage postcards, which are pretty cool? These things are based after. This directed draw is awesome, something for you if you're at least interested in something like this. So please enjoy some art.
All right, I hope it's not really hard to see this paper. I don't think we have the whole thing in here, but I am using a heavy grade, a heavy bond paper here because I am going to watercolor this. At the top, I'm going to have palm trees, so we'll just kind of scale this back down. And then at the very bottom, you're going to have where you are, and it's usually in big letters like the paintings you saw Jensen in front of, which are some paintings I made for his room a while back. But I want you to think of dividing this paper into halves or thirds. For this postcard, we're going to start in half, and that halfway mark is going to end up being basically the beginning of the sky. And I'll try to darken my marks, even though if I were to, I normally would do it lightly because I would want to erase these pencil marks after I watercolored this painting. But you're not going to be able to see my marks. So I will start with a darker mark so you can see. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's the horizon. And then I'm going to go down a third of the way or another inch, and I'm going to make the land. And I know this looks kind of strange. And then I'm going to go down to the bottom of the paper, and I'm going to make my border where I'm going to say that I'm in Hawaii. I'm going to go ahead and just teach you how to make simple box letters. I would actually box these out, but let's really lightly just spell the word Hawaii in the center here. This will help me know how much room I have. You could again make it box letters. I think I'm just gonna sort of do it this way. This is like a free postcard that you would get if you were on the plane. We're gonna just put the sun in the sky up here in the sky in the center. That's gonna be our focal point. And this sun is going to be bright. I'm going to border the sun with some palm trees. We're going to just start here at the base, and we'll take a palm tree up here. We'll have one up here. We'll have one right here. And if you want to please draw this with me, that would be awesome. I know this doesn't really look like much yet, does it? Can you believe this is going to be a really cool picture? So think about an umbrella coming down, okay, and then going over here. See that? Is that like an umbrella? And there. And let's do another umbrella. Think about an umbrella. Here. In the sky behind this, we're going to have some clouds, and the clouds are going to be behind the trees. So I'm going to sketch them out because I really don't want to paint that. I don't want to paint the white. Okay, I might put some pinks and oranges on these clouds. I'm going to build up some little peaks here that I'm going to color red with my paintbrush. Are you guys still drawing with me? In between, right here, I want to keep the peaks of this white because it represents the waves, the white waves in the water. We have this like Tongan boat that we're gonna put in the water right here with some canoers. And this is just gonna be sort of a shadow. You could also do this later with a black Sharpie marker to get a little bit more detail, because I don't think this will go well with, I'm gonna probably use a Sharpie marker for this. I'm just sketching out the rough sketch of the people, just put a few heads in that boat, and then I'll clean it up with a marker. Now that doesn't look very good, does it? So now you've got to get your paints out. Let's turn the letters yellow, and if you can tell, I actually tried to erase. Remember, I actually marked it harder than I would have. I normally would have sketched it, but I wanted you guys to actually see it. So normally I wouldn't press that hard with my pencil. Make sure you just sketch yours when you're doing it. Okay, let's fast forward this a bit. I'm going to go ahead and outline this also, but not as thick. Okay, you might think I would make my sun yellow, but I'm not. I'm actually going to make my sky yellow. So I'm going to just paint yellow around these clouds. Remember, I want a yellow sky. I don't know, I think it's going to look really vintage that way. Let's see if I'm correct. Remember, avoid these clouds. We want those to stay white. I'm going to try to make it lighter when I get to the palm trees, because I don't want to have to mix the yellow and green paint too much. Okay, red's going to go right here. Whenever I made these like little peak things in the water, I know this looks so weird, huh? You're like, how's this even make sense, Mrs. Boyd? Like, what are you actually doing? Trust me, it's like when I put the sour cream in the cupcakes. You just have to trust me. Now, this isn't gonna, see what that's falling down? It's from my paintbrush. It's an old paintbrush in the, I didn't even have a cloud there. I don't know what I was doing, but now I do. All right, now we're going to use some orange. I'm going to cut in some orange about right here. Trust me, just do it. One of the things I like to do too when I'm done with like my art projects, I like to Sharpie them. I don't know why. I might try it with this one. We'll see how it looks after. And then let's go ahead and grab some green. I'm going to use some colored Sharpies for this. I'm going to start with the black and do this little canoe first. Dark brown. Light brown for the letters. To really define these clouds. I have a yellow here. Let's define the sun a little bit with this yellow. I don't want to see I really don't want the pencil mark to stand out. I want that to really blend in. These colored Sharpies are fun. They're really nice to have. Okay guys, so this is our finished project. This is, again, a replica of a vintage postcard, which again is small. They come in the mail, but you can make this any size and any place you can dream about going. You can probably find a vintage postcard or just a scenery and then turn it into a vintage postcard. So I hope you learned something new today. I hope you have a great evening, and I'll see you back on Mrs. Boyt Live again. Bye.